We know the why human trafficking work is needed, to fight for the freedom of modern-day slaves. But love, passion, commitment isn't all you need to be an effective and successful anti-trafficking advocate. Learn the how. I'm Dr. Celia Williamson, Director of the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute at the University of Toledo. Welcome to the Emancipation Nation podcast, where I'll provide you with the latest and best methods, policy, and practice discussed by experienced experts in the field so that you can cut through the noise, save time, and be about the work of saving lives. Welcome to episode 160, Emancipation Nation. I'm Dr. Celia Williamson, and today I am solo. So today is going to be a short episode, but hopefully an impactful one. Because today I want to talk about what I call the two-thirds theory. Whenever you do something in life, and I'm going to relate it to your anti-trafficking work, but whatever you do in life, you can have it fast, good, or cheap. But you can't have all three. You can't be fast, good, and cheap. You can have it fast and cheap, but it's likely not good. You can have it good and cheap, but it's likely not fast. Or you can have it fast and good, but it's likely not cheap. So let me break that down. You can have it fast and cheap, but not good. So when I talk about related to the anti-trafficking movement, you can watch a video, a movie, you can begin presenting on Human Trafficking 101 just because you went to a Human Trafficking 101 presentation, or you watched a video, or you heard a speaker. You know, it's going to be fast. You're going to jump right out there, and it's going to be cheap, but it's not going to be good because you don't know what you don't know. And so that's how misinformation and misunderstanding about human trafficking and how it takes place happens. Because someone watched a video or they got on YouTube, and because they're a novice, they don't understand, if they read it, they believe it. Or if they saw someone talk about it on a YouTube video, they believe it, and they can't discern what's credible information from what's, quite frankly, incredible information. You know, we have statistics and people who talk about incredible, unbelievable numbers of victims involved in human trafficking. And oftentimes that research, those statistics aren't credible. Those stories that seem outrageous may not be true. And so someone who's a novice because they wanted to do it cheap and fast, it isn't good because they haven't spent the time to be able to discern credible information from, frankly, incredible information. So fast, cheap, often not good. Now, you can, as an anti-trafficking advocate, you can do it in a way that's good, in a way that's cheap, but it's not going to be fast. And what I mean by that is you'll take the time there's lots of great information out there and lots of ways to become educated and to learn and be connected on the cheap. And it will be good, but it's going to take you time. It's not going to be fast. For instance, you could join the Emancipation Nation Network. Just Google Emancipation Nation Network, answer some questions, and it's a free online community that we run. There's over 1,000 advocates. We offer webinars and tools and all kinds of information to read. And we actually have a basic track that you can take to become educated and to obtain credible information right there in the network. We're working on our next, we call it phase 2, which is educating people by offering free webinars that are 30 minutes to an hour that will go deeper into particular issues. And then phase 3, we're working on to offer you whole courses that will actually take you hand in hand, step by step, in a particular area that you want to develop expertise in. Those courses will cost money, but the webinars that are there now are free, and the webinars in phase 2 that we're developing will likely be free. There's also the Global Association of Human Trafficking Scholars. We call it GATS. And you can join as an advocate member, advocate level, and that's free. And you will get access to really good, credible research, the latest research that's out. You will get a newsletter, or you can join as a researcher if you are a researcher. That's not free. But at the advocate level, it's free. You can go to websites. You can read books that people have written, online blogs. You can watch YouTube videos. So you can become pretty knowledgeable and skilled on the cheap. So you can do it good and fast, or good and cheap, but not fast. I recommend, if you go to YouTube, I like videos produced by Soft White Underbelly. It's called Soft White Underbelly. And I simply go there and I type in prostitution or pimp, and I learn right from the person who has had that experience. You can also join a coalition, and it will take time, not fast, but it will take time for you to join that coalition and become knowledgeable about what that coalition does, who the players are, and where the gaps are, and where your talents and skills might fit in to fill that gap. So again, you can do it good and cheap, but it's not going to be fast.
Over the past 19 years, the International Human Trafficking and Social Justice Conference has welcomed thousands of attendees from all 50 states and from 47 countries. We are the largest and oldest academic conference on human trafficking in the world. Our 19th annual conference will be hosted virtually this year on September 21st through the 23rd. You will have the opportunity to learn from and collaborate with thousands of advocates, researchers, providers, and survivors from across the globe. This will be our largest conference to date, with over 110 breakout sessions featuring 175 expert presenters speaking about various topics related to human trafficking and social justice issues. Make sure you are part of the conversation and don't miss out. Find out more and register today on our website, traffickingconference.com.
Finally, you can do it fast and good, but it's not going to be cheap. And so in that arena, we offer courses that will walk you hand in hand down the path to become effective. One of our courses is the Effective Case Management with Human Trafficking Survivors. And that course is 12 sessions. It is online, pre-recorded, so you can take it at your own leisure. And it teaches you from day one how to engage with survivors, then how to assess, how to do a comprehensive assessment. There are actually 10 areas you should be assessing for, and then how to intervene effectively, how to monitor and evaluate your work, and then how to gradually and successfully close the case because this person is empowered and now their lives are where they want their lives to be. And so you can do it fast and good, 12 sessions, but it's not cheap. The course is $5.99. Another course we offer is the Best Life Prevention Curriculum for At-Risk Girls. That is an 8-session curriculum, and we train facilitators on how to facilitate that curriculum. And so in 8 short weeks, it's online at your own leisure. You can read the materials, you can listen to the lecture, get the certificate at the end of the course, and be ready to facilitate an effective and evaluated course. That course is $4.99. So again, not cheap, but fast and good. We're preparing now a course called The Survivor's Journey, and where we are focusing on healing, helping to heal trauma. As we know, all survivors have suffered a level of trauma. And the survivor's journey is actually suitable for sex trafficking victims, but also for anybody that has experienced child abuse or neglect, domestic violence or interpersonal partner violence, or sexual assault. Any of those things, those sort of trauma by way of violent victimization, survivor's journey is suitable for. And so the survivor's journey is 12 journeys, 12 healing journeys that take survivors from the first journey all the way through to the 12th journey. So let me tell you the difference, because sometimes people get confused on the difference between trauma-informed care and trauma-focused care. It's a big difference. So trauma-informed care, I've said it before, is we train you not to harm or re-trigger or hurt or re-traumatize victims of trauma. And we know that our victims are a traumatized population. So being trained in trauma-informed care means you are informed so that your policies, your communication, your engagement, your style of interacting, your interventions, your assessment, the way you lay out your agency, and all of those things are trauma-informed, meaning we understand that we have to design the way we engage in a way that recognizes that our survivors have trauma. But trust and believe that if you are trauma-informed, you are just trained not to hurt someone, which is a low bar standard of care. You haven't helped that person yet. You just haven't re-injured them. Okay, so you need also trauma-focused care where you are actually focused on healing the trauma. So I kind of see it as three circles that intersect with each other, right? There's trauma-informed care. My policies, my engagement, my communications are not going to re-injure you. And then trauma-focused care, where I'm actually focused on helping to heal your trauma. And then there's a third sort of circle that is trauma treatment. And that's your hour-long weekly trauma therapy sessions with a trauma-trained certified therapist. Did you hear me? I said trauma-trained certified therapist. I didn't say therapist. I said trauma-trained and certified in trauma therapy. That's who a traumatized population should be seeing. So trauma treatment, hour-long weekly therapy, trained certified trauma treatment therapist. Trauma-informed care, my policies, my agency, my communication, my engagement is not re-traumatizing you. And trauma-focused work, which is our daily engagement with a traumatized population focused on healing trauma. And so that's where the survivor's journey comes in. The survivor's journey is a trauma-focused weekly group. And there is a book called The Survivor's Journey, and it talks about the 12 journeys. I authored it this year. It will be out next week, but I have told this lie several times. There have been so many barriers. So I'm hoping this book is out next week. But, and it is not for sale at this point. We are training facilitators to implement a weekly group called The Survivor's Journey. And there is a workbook that comes with it where survivors will complete reflection exercises, challenges, and those sort of things. They work at their own pace, right? Because this is all about power, choice, and voice. And so they work at home on the workbook, they read the survivor's journey, and then they come to weekly groups, very much like an AA style, where recovery is really up to the person and how fast and how hard they want to work and at it and how they're able to progress. And so the survivor's journey is very much trauma focused. So more information's coming about that, hopefully near future. And so we can start facilitating those groups. And what we really want is someone who is also, we want the facilitator to also be going through the survivor's journey, because we want that authenticity, that genuineness. That doesn't mean that you need to be a survivor of trafficking, but a survivor of something. And these groups are focused in on survivors of previous child abuse and neglect, like I said, sexual assault, domestic violence, any of those previous gang membership, anything that has caused a level of trauma in your life and you are healing from it or you have experienced it, those are really good. Those make for really good facilitators. And then other people can also facilitate, but you have to be willing to go through the survivor's journey yourself and show up each week as someone who is guiding, mentoring, facilitating, but also in their own recovery as well. So, you can do it fast and good, right? But it's not going to be cheap because the effective case management is $5.99 for that course and the book. The Best Life Prevention Curriculum is $4.99 for that course and the book. And then the Survivor's Journey, we haven't yet identified what that will cost and what the training will be like. We know it will at least be 12 weeks of training since there are 12 journeys, but that is forthcoming. So again, you can have it either cheap and fast, your anti-trafficking work, but not good. You can have it good and cheap, but not fast, or you can have it fast and good, but not cheap. Now, this also applies to life in general, right? I mean, it applies. Just think about, some of you have been sitting around in a quandary. Now, how can I do this? How can I do this? And you think you can outthink generations of people. But look, if we would have figured out how to do it fast, good, and cheap, we would have been doing it. But you can have two of the three. So what will it be? Let me give you an example. Some people go to college and they get in their third year of a 4-year degree when they finally admit to themselves or determine, wow, this is not what I want to do. And, some people say, wow, well, I don't have time. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish because, at this point, they see it as almost at the end of the line. So, I got to do it fast. I got to finish. But it's not good because that's not what they really wanted to do. And then years later, they end up likely coming back to school, getting the degree they really want, or figuring out how to wiggle their way over into the profession and the opportunities that they really, really decided finally that they wanted to do. Or maybe somebody wants to open a business and they've been sitting around trying to figure out, and maybe you haven't identified it as this fast, good, and cheap theory, but maybe that was it. If you open a business, you can do it fast and cheap. Just open it next week. It's not going to be good because you probably didn't contemplate it. You probably know very little quality to it. Or you can open a business good and cheap, but it's not going to be fast. Maybe you spend your time listening to podcasts about business and going into Clubhouse and learning from those mentors about business. And if you don't know what Clubhouse is, look it up. It's a way to get on your phone and go into all kinds of workshops and discussions that are happening every day, all day. So you can do it. You can open your business good and cheap. You can bootstrap it with your own funds, but it's not going to be fast. It's going to take you time. Or you can open your business fast and good, but not cheap. Maybe you hire a consultant that takes you hand in hand down the path to open the business and be successful like you dreamed of. But you have to figure out, is it going to be fast, good, or cheap? In most anything you do, make the decision and then go for it. That's all I wanted to say to you today. And I hope you'll be attending our Human Trafficking and Social Justice Conference that is going to be happening in September. Go to traffickingconference.com to find out more information. And until next time, the fight continues.
Let's not just do something, let's do the best thing. If you like this episode of Emancipation Nation, please subscribe and I'll send you the weekly podcast. Until then, the fight continues.